I was just getting warmed up, Charlie.
Okay, go ahead. If you have a cookie joke, you have to tell it.
No, no, I don't actually have a joke. I was just going to tell the story of why I'm eating cookies right now.
So
It's
tonight,
not that interesting.
you're seeing two faces because tonight Claire and I are piggybacking with each other. We're joining in to talk about OnGuard. Claire is a mom of some pretty amazing boys. She uses tons of essential oils and is an essential oil junkie, I guess you could call you, right, Claire?
Absolutely.
She's an expert in the world of kids and oils. At least I consider her expert. She probably wouldn't say that to you, but I'm Charlie. This is Claire, and we're going to share one of our very favorite product lines with you, which is the OnGuard product line. And in the center of the OnGuard product line is OnGuard Essential Oil Blend, which is our protective blend. It's meant to boost and support your immune system function. And a couple of things that I wanted to share with you before we get started with OnGuard itself is the reason we're doing these calls every week, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. And once a month, on the first Wednesday of every month, we're doing a specialty product or a specialty topic. And of course, we're sitting at the first Wednesday of February, and we're going to be talking about immunity and OnGuard. I do want to share a few things about the kind of the bigger reason why we're doing this. It's not just to talk about cool products and natural ways to live. It's not just to promote things that we use, but it's bigger than that. A lot of people don't realize just how much. Now, maybe all of you on the call with us tonight realize this, but it's amazing how many people I meet on a regular basis who have no idea that one of the reasons they're experiencing challenges in the first place is because of connected to all of the things they're using or many things they're using in their lives every day, from on their bodies, in their bodies, things actually right in their home. And so our goal is to create a lot of awareness for people around that topic, and then give them natural alternatives so that they're not every single day dousing their bodies with a lot of synthetic chemicals that are not doing them any favors whatsoever. A couple of the stats that I was reading a little bit ago before we came on here was in America, the average woman uses 12 beauty products a day and is exposed to over 100 synthetic chemicals even before she leaves her bathroom to go to work or start her day. We also know that in studies that they've found on average 13 hormone altering cosmetic chemicals in the bodies of the average teenage girls in America. Also, hundreds of synthetic chemicals have been found in umbilical cords of newborns, which of course the exposure came directly through mom through the umbilical cord. And so our goal here is to reduce that. That's one of the solutions. We could talk about many tonight, but tonight we're mainly talking about one main solution, and that is we're going to reduce the exposure of some of these unnatural things that we shouldn't be putting on and in our bodies. You want to add anything to that, Claire, especially when we're talking about kids and kind of what your boys go to?
Oh my gosh. So the household toxins has become really huge for our whole family, but for me specifically, because I have struggled with some pretty severe autoimmune issues. And I realized a long time ago that the toxins that we're exposed to in our environment, some of them we can't control, right? When you walk outside your house, you have very little control over those, but you can control what's inside your house. So that's absolutely been something that my family and I, my husband and I, have been extremely aware of. And as a result, we have three amazing boys who reach for only natural solutions when they have anything going on. So I know that inside our house, in our home, that they are getting what they need to help them grow up strong and healthy, and they're not getting inundated with synthetics in our home and then their bodies are able to handle what they are exposed to outside our home.
And I love the story you told me the other day. Your youngest, he was in a production, right? And someone that was part of that staff. Can you tell us that story? Because I love it.
Yeah, sure. So we're a theater family, among many other things, but our newly turned 9-year-old was in a production of A Christmas Carol just this past winter, and he was Tiny Tim. And he came home from rehearsal one night and he said, "Mama, my dad," meaning his dad, Father Cratchit in the show, he's been coughing for months and he's so sick and he feels really awful. And we need to take him some oils, Mama, because they will help him." So this child sat down and just kind of told me, like, this is what we need to take him. And we made a list and we made up a little oily care package. And he took it to him and he told him what to do with it. And don't you know, he said, "My gosh, that actually, like, that really soothed my cough, and I wasn't coughing through rehearsals anymore after that. And this little teeny 8-year-old at the time was just so, this vehicle for sharing these natural solutions that our family loves, and we're pretty fanatical about them, but not everyone is aware that there is something that can help them solve a problem that they've been dealing with for months. And so we've instilled that in our children, which just makes my heart so happy.
That's like at the center of why I do this. So I love you. We could sit here and talk about kid stories all day long. Kids love oils. Once you get them started, they'll be like the most intuitive people. They know exactly where to go when something's wrong. It's pretty amazing. So we're going to move forward in the OnGuard blend, which is the center of all the things we're going to show you tonight. There are 5 essential oils, and most of you already know this, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it anyway. There are 5 plant extracts, very pure plant extracts in the OnGuard blend. I'm going to quickly go through some of the properties in these individual oils, just so you get an idea of some of the reasons why they're in OnGuard. We have eucalyptus, clove, cinnamon, wild orange, and rosemary. The first one is eucalyptus. We've got a couple of the primary naturally occurring compounds in eucalyptus. This isn't the only 2 naturally occurring compounds. On average, for most essential oils out there, we're looking at 200 to 800 bioactive compounds, which is pretty amazing. That means it's actually interacting with a living body. Some of the benefits between these 2 primary compounds are supporting healthy inflammatory response, natural properties against environmental stressors. Some of my language is very light and fluffy and nice because I'm trying to stay compliant, because supposed to stay within the system rules. We've got microbial interaction. We also have respiratory support, immune support. Eucalyptus is one of the primary oils that I'll oftentimes put in. Just drop a couple drops in a hot shower. It's like kind of like create your own personal spots. Really helpful for respiratory support. That's probably the main thing I've used eucalyptus for. It's also kind of a natural pest deterrent. So a lot of bugs hate eucalyptus. And of course, as you can see, lots of other properties. The second being clove. 2 of the primaries there in terms of the compounds are eugenol and caryophyllene. We've got free radical interaction, 5 times more effective than vitamin E is. In studies they found direct interaction with CB2 receptors. There are many things we could talk about in terms of what CB2 receptors are, and whenever you're able to positively interact with CB2 receptors, what that does. One is anxious feelings. So if you're stressed out a lot, being able to positively interact with CB2 receptors can be really beneficial when it comes to stress and anxiety in the nervous system. We also have, again, microbial interaction, positive microbial interaction for microbial balance. It's supportive of healthy inflammatory response, again. And it's also used very, very regularly in dental practices. I actually have some dentists. I have a holistic dentist in Mid-Eastern Maryland who actually uses clove and OnGuard with his patients, and has had a lot of patients start to use the toothpaste actually that has OnGuard that we're going to show you. He uses that regularly instead of giving his patients a lot of chemical-filled toothpaste, which, believe it or not, there are a lot of toothpaste out there that have a lot of variety of different chemicals. He uses the OnGuard in his practice, which is pretty exciting. Cinnamon bark, the third oil, has eugenol, cinnamon, and I'm really bad at pronouncing these words, cinnamaldehyde and linalool. Some of the benefits between these 3 are supporting boost in immune response, supporting healthy inflammatory response, again, free radical interaction, and again, as you can see, a regular thing here is microbial interaction. Limonene and wild orange is the primary compound, supports healthy inflammatory response, natural properties for environmental stressors. And then most of us know, if you're using essential oils on a regular basis, essential oils are really, really good for gentle detox in the body, as well as good for surface cleansing. And when you diffuse a citrus oil in your room, you're typically going to feel within 10, 15 minutes, probably you're going to find yourself in a better mood. Wouldn't you say, Claire? Like,
Oh, for sure.
when Amy was
Not
getting
even
ready to
that,
clean,
not even that long. One inhale.
when Amy would clean the house sometimes back when we had the 4,200 square foot house and we would go on house cleaning time, we would diffuse wild orange. And the reason is because we found ourselves having a lot of energy when we're diffusing peppermint or wild orange or a combination of both, which, by
Right.
the
Well,
way,
that's
go ahead.
that's those 2 are the partners that I call it my I'm not going to kill people today blend.
Yeah.
Is that compliant?
We would do. Yeah, I think, I hope. And then last but not least is rosemary, which is an amazing essential oil. I've learned a lot about rosemary in the last year, use it a lot more than I used to. Lots of people use rosemary actually for hair. Rosemary in the past, kind of historically, has been known to be an oil that you can use to help with if you have thinning spots in the head with the hair. The primary compounds we're going to show you tonight or talk about tonight are 1,8-cineol, alpha-pinene, and camphor. Again, supporting healthy inflammatory response, natural properties against environmental stressors. You're starting to see some kind of like similar properties here between these five. Microbial interactions, surface and air cleansing properties, supports a healthy immune response, and also for balancing bacterial and fungal balance. Anything else? What do you use rosemary for, Claire? What's one of the things you use rosemary for?
The biggest thing that I use it for is for respiratory support, quite honestly. And it's also in my blend for, I'm not sure quite how to word it, difficulties that women have in the, let's say, lymph nodes and in your armpits. It's very supportive for those healthy cellular
lymphatic support.
interactions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. And I'm going to go to chat because it looks like actually, or you can, Claire. By the way, feel free. We're going to stop here just for a second. Input from any of you. Are any of you super familiar with any of the 5 oils we shared tonight? What have you used them for? Have you found some benefit? Because I know some of you here that are in the chat are regular oil users. I'd love to hear some input in terms of how you've used eucalyptus or rosemary or wild orange, clover, cinnamon.
And
And we're not talking about all the benefits, but go ahead, Claire.
No, while we're waiting for someone else to chime in, obviously peppermint and wild orange together is my don't kill people blend, 1 drop of each in each palm. Inhale, back of the neck, puff it if you must to really open those airways. But that is my like complete de-stress blend, putting those 2 together. And eucalyptus, Charlie, I wanted to share eucalyptus in the past 3 years. Everyone knows we went through a giant like craziness in society, and eucalyptus is actually one that I started using very, very often because it has properties that can inhibit certain viruses from docking to your cells. So that was one that I used very often on myself and my family. Are you on the chat there, Charlie? Sandy was sharing something,
Sandy
and Marty
Weston
too.
saying, Sandy saying she uses OnGuard with frankincense and oregano in a capsule when she's not feeling well.
Awesome.
That's a big one for me. Absolutely. Equal drops. It's not rocket science to make it easy. If you do a little capsule, I do this one too. Sandy, thanks for bringing it up. OnGuard, frankincense, and oregano, usually 3 to 5 drops each in a capsule with some water or juice. It's really, really helpful. If you don't have all 3 of those and you just use OnGuard, you're definitely going to get the benefit. And again, you'll see some of the issues just come up that we're going to go through. Mardell Hager, actually, hey, great to see you here, by the way, Mardell. I didn't realize you were here.
Yay, Marty's here.
She's saying that she uses wild orange on the brush pick between teeth every night.
That's awesome. And I have
super
Sarah in the Facebook chat adds on there. I always use wild orange to begin massages with clients, and almost always they say, "Oh, that's nice," and it really sets the vibe. So that's a really, really useful tip for massage therapists. And if you're at home, I know I have my massage table set up upstairs, and if our family needs any support with our systems or sleep or aches and pains, we get the massage table out, and I know that is always something that we all enjoy, and it benefits us hugely.
Looks like Scott comes in. Your friend Scott, Claire. I use clary sage and lavender in a hot bath. It's very helpful for treatment of migraines. Okay, awesome.
Amazing.
I'm guessing, Scott, you use some Epsom salts with that, or do you just put straight in, or do you kind of bind it with some Epsom salts? And just in case you aren't using Epsom salts, and maybe you already know this, but Epsom salts is a great way. Okay, yep. Sweet. Yeah.
Oh, it's my favorite thing too. Oh my gosh, Epsom salt baths are so yummy.
And we used to have fun with it. I would actually prepare salts with different oils depending on what I felt Amy needed, because she does a bath every night. And so it was nice because I would try different things, and I would actually intuitively, depending on how she's feeling for the day or what she's going through, I would use a different combination of oil. So that's a lot of fun. And thanks for sharing that thought, Scott, because it's been a while since I've actually done Epsom salts with oils. It's about time to do it.
Oh, I've been doing it a lot because I've been detoxing from a a mold exposure. So I've been doing lots of different detox oils and hot baths. Oh, and Sarah also in her massage practice shares that she always diffuses OnGuard. So that's pretty awesome.
Sweet. And we could go into a lot of other uses tonight, you guys, but we're going to keep it kind of sweet and short, because we're not even going to be going into many emotional uses. And all these oils actually have, there's a book that's been written that talks about the uses of essential oils, and how you can use them in connection to emotional support. And we're going to have a specialty, actually, upcoming event on emotions and oils. So I hope that you all join us for that one as well. So we have some guides that we're going to show you, which are basically resources that we use, whether they be an app on the phone or a book that you can use. I'll bring them up later near the end of this presentation. In those books, you're going to notice that there are typically 4 different little, my brain is having, what do you call those?
A color
Not
key,
acronyms.
a code.
Color keys. There we go. A color code. And they represent different uses of oils. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the 3 main uses, which are aromatic, topical, and internal. There are a lot of essential oils out there in the world that are not safe to use internally. In fact, they say on the bottle, please do not use this internally. The reason is because you're not just getting a pure plant extract. For many of these companies that are producing oils, you're getting a lot of synthetic derivatives, and you're actually getting a lot of synthetic fillers. So just be really, really careful. There are a few companies out there that actually produce safe, effective, pure oils. Most of the companies out there, like if you go to Walmart, Target, or Walgreens, you're not gonna be able to use that internally. You're not looking at a pure extract. So it's a super, super big point. And then of course, you'll notice on some of the oils and suggestions and protocols, you'll see an S that stands for sensitive. The reason that I bring that up is because OnGuard blend would be in the sensitive category. And the reason that is because we have some oils in there like clove and cinnamon that are kind of spicy. So if you're going to use OnGuard topically, because we're going to talk about tonight, if you have sensitive skin, or even if you're new to OnGuard, dilute it first. Do a skin test first. That's what I would suggest, because and also if you're using on a newborn or a baby, you're not going to have the same. First of all, you're going to do a lot less, and you're going to be diluting the essential oil. In fact, with OnGuard in particular, if I would be using OnGuard on a baby, for the most part, I would suggest definitely diluting and using on the bottoms of the feet. You wouldn't put it anywhere near the face, the mouth, because it's really, really spicy. So just for safety's sake, I wanted to bring that up. So let's talk. I'm going to let Claire kind of take over here and share a little bit about ways to use the oils and which products we have in the OnGuard line that are specifically made for these 3 uses.
Sure. So one of the first ways you can use your oils is aromatically. And this is actually a kind of funny story. When I first started using oils, we started using them to address physical things. And I thought that a diffuser was sort of like a glamorous toy that nobody needed and that I couldn't afford. So it took me a while to actually even get my first diffuser. And then as soon as we did, I realized that I had to have one in every single room, because it wasn't this novelty item. It was actually something that our family really, really needed. So diffusing your oils in the air is just so beneficial for mood and stress and cleansing your air. So we diffuse, quite honestly, in almost every room of our house, because it is just so incredibly beneficial. Spritzing in the air, especially like Charlie has here on the slide, in a public restroom, you can use any of this in any way to benefit aromatically. You can become your own diffuser if you want. I mentioned earlier peppermint and wild orange. Just in your palms, you become your own diffuser, and you can inhale from there. You can spritz in the air. We have the picture of the OnGuard oil and the OnGuard hand sanitizing mist. I use that most often for my boys, keep it in my purse. You know, if we're out and about and we go into a restaurant and I say, all right, guys, you know, let me see your hands are here, spritz this on, just to make sure that we're making sure that we're as, you know, germ-free as possible with boys and public. It's always around. And Charlie noted diffusing in a hospital room, which, to be quite honest, a hospital is one of the most germy places you can be. And it's just so incredibly beneficial to be able to introduce natural alternatives to all of the synthetics that we're surrounded by. Air fresheners and cleaning products is huge. And I actually have huge reactions to those things now because my body has realized that the synthetics are not what it needs.
Yeah,
So go ahead,
just to
Charlie.
jump in here,
Yep,
plugins, the ad that says plug it in, plug it in. Do not plug it in.
please.
Do not Febreze it, because the stuff that you're actually getting in those two products are extremely, extremely toxic. Extremely.
Absolutely. And one other thing that we didn't note on here that I personally do a lot of is, and my husband does, when we replace our furnace filter, we'll take that whole furnace filter out and we'll douse it in whatever our favorite air purifying cleansing essential oils are. And Bart always jokes with me that I just took a $6 furnace filter and made it into a $25 one because I added so many oils. But you can immediately smell that when your furnace kicks on, or your air conditioner in the springtime when you first switch that over. When that kicks on, you can smell through the entire house just how beneficial that is and how it's purifying and cleansing. So it's all, addressing the pathogens that might be living in your ductwork and also assisting throughout the entire house for your air quality. So that's something that's really huge in our house.
And by the way, this isn't really specifically dedicated to OnGuard, even though we're talking about OnGuard tonight, but aromatic usage in general, like here's another really amazing reason and way to use diffusers. So in office spaces, or even in your home where you know you're going to be around people, like say you're having a gathering at home and there are people coming that maybe are in-laws, and maybe the environment is always, everybody's not always getting along perfectly. Diffusers are awesome for those situations because you can use things like, we have a balance blend and a serenity blend that's really good for just relaxation and mood. And it's amazing how quickly you can see someone's mood adjust by using aromatically. So I just want to put that plug in there. Super, super helpful. For those of you who work in office spaces, start using a diffuser at work and watch what happens when people come around you. Okay, let's jump in the topical use.
All right, so there's that sanitizing mist again. So obviously that's going to benefit you topically and aromatically. Charlie prefers the hand sanitizing gel, right, Charlie?
Yep.
Where I use
It has this apple extract in it that I just really like, and it's really smooth when it goes on. So I like the application better with the
that.
gel. Yeah,
Yep.
but they're
And I know
both amazing.
my family uses the mist a little bit more. And then again, that OnGuard oil or the roller. So it comes in a roller, which is pre-diluted, which does not compromise its efficacy or potency, but it absolutely makes it a little bit easier to use on sensitive skin or younger skin. Still with babies, you would want to dilute it even more, but that roller is wonderful for older kids and adults. I specifically will use that if I have a sore throat. The OnGuard roller directly on my throat is just amazing. And then down there at the bottom, you'll see those other products that have the OnGuard oil in them. The foaming hand wash, that is a staple in our house because boys, you just are always getting that germ fighting, but also benefits of the essential oils themselves. And the sanitizing wipes, same thing. Instead of your typical synthetic wipes, that's just a really beneficial thing to have. Scott says, please put in the chat what room diffused oil will help my teenage daughter's mood align with mine. We can help with that, absolutely, because I have a teenager too. He has a diffuser in
Well,
his room.
well, I mean, there's a couple components to how to answer that question. Like, first of all, I noticed you said how will not just help her mood, but how will I can help her mood align with mine. What I would say is, number one, both of you actually start using them. Because it might be that both of you need to make some adjustments. But I would say my most common oil that I use for mood is the balance
I
blend.
was going to say balance. Scott, I'll bring you some.
Yeah, balance and also serenity. So if you're like super agitated and have a crazy busy day, your mind's all over the place, balance is going to help you. If you just need to relax and calm down and kind of relax, from the adrenal perspective, serenity oil or lavender oil is really, really helpful for that, for sure. And Claire, when you talk to Scott, we also have an actual emotional set of oils. We have 6 major kind of like primary blends that are for emotional, whatever, like literally for like 50 different types of emotions. And there's a chart that comes with it, like this wheel. You literally can point to the actual emotion, if you can access the emotion and find out what that emotion is, what's connected to that mood for the day, and it'll tell you which essential oil blend to use. And Claire can direct you to that. It's pretty cool.
For sure.
Yeah. We definitely need to do this emotions class soon, Claire.
Oh, I would love it.
For sure. Did you have anything else you wanted to share here topically? Are we good?
No, I'm good. Yeah, let's just keep moving.
Yeah. And some of you might be sitting here thinking, my gosh, there's like a ton of products you're mentioning here. The reason is because these are meant to replace a lot of the crap that people are using every single day in their homes. So that's the purpose, right? Everybody's using hand wash, everybody's using wipes, most people are. Everybody's probably using hand sanitizer. I don't really use hand sanitizer very often. But I will if I'm out somewhere and I've touched something or been around something that I don't want to touch my face afterwards, I'll grab some sanitizer and wipe my hands. But that's the reason. And that's the reason why OnGuard came out with a line, is because they're helping you easily transition from this toxic stuff that most homes have into cleaner.
Yeah. And that's what led us to do the whole kind of ditch and switch process. We were buying all of the synthetic, awful chemical laden products from Walmart. And we very quickly realized that those were harming our bodies, and just immediately, kind of like switched over to as natural as possible. And all of these things just fell straight into line with what what our goals were with decreasing toxins in our home. So, okay, so now we're to internal usage. Internal is actually how I use the vast majority of my oils. There's lots of other, body products and that kind of stuff too, but internally, this top thing here, the OnGuard soft gels, this is a staple in our house from youngest to oldest. These soft gels, it's the protective blend. OnGuard is called the protective blend for a reason, because it assists in regulating and boosting your immune system. And when we are surrounded by so many toxins, whether environmentally or within our home, our bodies are compromised, and that immune system needs that support. And these OnGuard soft gels, we take them every single day, and we increase when we're, feeling a little bit yucky, or maybe we've been exposed to someone that had something that we don't want to catch. Just because we use natural solutions doesn't mean we don't get sick. It just means we get sick less often, and we have these tools to prevent. And then also, if we do end up catching something, it is much, much short-lived. We absolutely can kick something in a few hours or a day instead of a week. Or I used to take 3 weeks to get over a sinus infection, and then it would still linger after that, and then I would get another one 3 weeks later. So these have absolutely changed the way we look at healthcare, for sure. Your OnGuard oil, again, 2 to 3 drops in hot water, tea, or honey. I love this for a cough. A drop or two of this in a teaspoon of honey for a cough or sore throat. I like to tell my teenager, if you get a canker sore or you have a sore throat, 1 drop of the OnGuard oil in a shot or a half a shot glass of water, gargle, swallow, because it's absolutely safe to take internally. It's really, really beneficial for anything you have going on there. Same thing with the throat drops. I personally don't like the throat drops because I'm just weird with different flavors, but my youngest one loves the throat drops. And there's another one called the Breathe Drop, which is a respiratory support throat drop. These are great to stick in your purse. And, if you get a little tickle or a cough or the beginnings of a sore throat, these are fabulous because they have, again, that protective blend in them, and they're helping to support your immune system at the same time. Same thing with the OnGuard beadlets. These are teeny tiny. They're about 1/4 of a drop, and they're very, very small. So you can pop them for a breath freshener. You can take a few at a time if you really need some boost for your immune system and you don't have your OnGuard soft gels with you, because they fit in your purse or your pocket. My little one loves these because they're so tiny. He doesn't feel like he's swallowing a vitamin. So that's really beneficial there. Anybody can take them safely because they're so small. The OnGuard beadlets are just the OnGuard oil, so there's nothing additional added. Whereas the OnGuard soft gels, if you go back up to the top, have extra oil. So that's why they're called the OnGuard Plus soft gels. They have black pepper, they have Melissa oil added. They have oregano oil added, which is a heavy hitting, aggressive, natural antibiotic oil. And the soft gels themselves are small, but they have about 4 drops of those oils within them. So that's a little bit larger of a dose. So you're not going to, pop 5 of those at a time. You're going to take 1 at a time. And then, depending on how often you need those, I saw that Marty posted in the chat, like with help out with dosage, detail on soft gel amounts. So it just depends on what you have going on. Personally, I take, 1 every day if I'm feeling great. If I'm feeling a little bit tired, if I feel like I've been around someone else who is sick, if I myself am feeling run down, like maybe I am starting to catch something, I will up that dose. You could take, 3 a day, morning, noon, night. You could take 2 at a time if you really want to kind of like get that in your system and really elevate the amount of protection that you're providing your immune system. So it really just depends on how you personally feel, because we're all different, right? Everybody is different and everybody reacts differently to whatever the tools that you're using. But I personally absolutely 1 a day just for daily support and preventive maintenance, and
Yeah.
the kids too.
Yeah. I mean, like, again, I don't do On Guard every single day, but when my body's letting me know, hey, I'm working on something here. And you all know what I mean. You wake up, or you have a day where it's like, you just know your immune system's kicking something up and you're working something out. This oil is really, really good for assisting the body just to do its job. I mean, that's the key thing here is, when we talk about essential oils and we talk about certain health challenges, what these oils are doing is they're partnering with body systems so that they're giving your body systems another layer of support. They're not curing something. They're actually supporting your body both energetically, vibrationally, and with these chemical compounds. We could go really deep with oils and how they're really working. If you wanted to go as deep as you want, if you want to call it deep, they can measure vibratory readings in essential oils. And so what happens is, we know that essential oils do have a vibration, and your body has a vibration. And at certain states where your body is, depending on what your struggles are, your body, and they've done, the studies are out there. We know that if you have a specific challenge or disease, we've measured bodies over and over again to find out where it's vibrating at, right? So what's happening is, when I incorporate On Guard Plus soft gels, the compounds and the vibration of that oil is actually helping my body do its job best. That's all it's doing. It's supporting the body to do what it's already doing. Your immune system is a powerful, powerful, powerful thing that you were given by God. And the reason that it's there is to work. So instead of us inundating it with things that are actually causing it to have to work harder, not knowing what that synthetic foreign matter is that we're trying to put in the body, we're giving it something that is nature. It is carbon-based. Your body is carbon-based. Essential oils are carbon-based. It's working in a familiar environment. The body recognizes, the cells recognize. Again, the cell wall literally lets essential oils. I'm sorry, I'm getting on a tangent here, Claire.
No, I was just going to go on the same one.
We already know that essential oils get through the cell wall and right to the cell nucleus. Okay, so that's pretty exciting. It's not the cure-all. It's supporting the body do what it does best and what it does best. So with On Guard Plus, to answer a long answer, sorry, Mardell, I use On Guard Plus when I feel like I need to. Claire, again, has struggled with some things in regard to her immune system, and so she uses it as kind of a normal daily habit. For me, I'm not the same as Claire, right? So I use On Guard when I feel like I need to. If I'm feeling like I'm struggling, I'll do On Guard Plus twice a day. That's how I use it for my body. But yeah, I would say 1 to 3 times a day, depending on what, like Claire's saying, 1 to 3 times a day, depending on whether you're struggling or not. Hopefully that answers your question.
And also, just to reiterate what Charlie said, just because I really geek out about this, and I remember the first time I realized that this was true. Because essential oils, our bodies don't see them as a foreign agent, right? So when you put a synthetic in your body sees it as a foreign agent, and it kind of goes, oh, wait, that's not supposed to be here. So if you have a cell that's sick, that's not doing well, and you put a synthetic in your body to assist that cell, your cell's going to close up really, really tight because it doesn't want to let it in because it sees it as foreign. When you put an essential oil on or in your body, that cell doesn't see it as foreign, so it can open up and the oil can penetrate that cell wall and be able to go in and either assist that cell to heal or encourage it to die off naturally for natural apoptosis process. So that to me was just absolutely amazing and kind of baffling that I could have this teeny tiny bottle of oil and put it on my body or inside my body, and it would assist my cells in becoming healthier and healing if they needed. And we were giving our bodies, our naturally healing bodies, the correct tools that we needed to do that. So that I just love that. It just makes me so excited. This last thing here at the bottom, the chewable tablets, these have vitamin C, D, and zinc in them. And if you think back to the past 3 years, if you were aware at all of alternative things that we could do to support our bodies, vitamin C, D, and zinc were at the top of that list. So this is something that it's a chewable tablet. This is something that you can have in your purse, on your counter, in your vitamin drawer, and you can use that daily also, again, for that gentle boost. And you're also not just getting your essential oil properties, but you're also getting those specific vitamins that our bodies really, really need, especially in the wintertime when we're not getting sunshine.
Yep. And some people might ask, well, I've got OnGuard oil, I've got OnGuard soft gels, I have OnGuard chewable tablets. When do I know? Well, this is how I would explain it. If you don't have the soft gels, you don't have the tablets, you just have the oil, you have plenty right there. You can use it internally in a capsule. You can actually, doTERRA has veggie caps that you can use. You open them up, you put a few drops of OnGuard oil in it, close it up, and take it with some juice or water or whatever. That would be enough. OnGuard soft gels are just really nice because it's the boosted help of oregano and black pepper, like Claire mentioned. And it's super easy, right? You're getting the extra boost of oregano and black pepper, but also it's very, very convenient. You're not having to make your own capsule up. You can travel with them because you can't actually, those veggie caps that you can make your own in, you can't really sit essential oils in there long term because they'll start to leak out. So having these pre-made soft gels that are encased, you can travel with them. So for ease, that's what you would use. I would take OnGuard plus soft gels with me when I'm traveling. The chewable tablets, I use those if I'm, say I visited someone in a hospital where I've been around somebody who's not feeling well, just preemptively, I'll just pop a few of those like the day of and the next day just to help support my immune system. So that's the difference. But if you just have the oil, you're going to have a powerhouse right there, just having the oil blend. Did you have anything else you wanted to share with this slide, Claire? Because we got on our soapbox. So
yeah,
okay,
sorry,
awesome.
you guys.
Hey, by the way, in chat, if any of you have comments or questions about anything we've shared so far, feel free to go in and either Claire or I will share what you have to say and try to answer your question if we can. Anyway. There are a couple other products here, and I'm gonna let Claire jump in with this. You'll see some recipes here, but there are some other products household that also have the OnGuard blend, and we'll go through those. There's only a couple more, and we're almost done.
Yeah, and this is again pretty self-explanatory. The OnGuard laundry detergent is a wonderful alternative to your synthetic commercial laundry detergents, which are just loaded with environmental toxins. And I just can't with the aromas of those anymore. It gives me an instant headache. So the OnGuard laundry detergent is just such a wonderful, wonderful resource and alternative to that. The OnGuard cleaner concentrate, I actually probably use even more than the laundry detergent, mostly because I'm not the one that does all the laundry in my house, weirdly enough. The cleaner concentrate is absolutely multi-purpose. And you see the protocols here that you can use it for. You can use it as a multi-purpose cleaner, and I actually have mine right here. I put it in a spray bottle, glass spray bottle with some water, and sometimes I add some other oils if I feel like I want to add different aromas as well, or different chemical properties within the essential oils. And I use that for bathrooms, for the kitchen, for the basement, for the, scrub the floor, you name it, I use that cleaning spray for it. The cleaner concentrate, you can also make more concentrated or less concentrated, depending on what you're working on. If we run out of our other type of natural dishes detergent, I will use this just straight on my dish sponge and do my dishes with that. And for tough jobs specifically, I have one really kind of gross story, but I think one of my children had something happened and they were bleeding and there was blood all over a kitchen towel. And I thought, well, that's never coming out. And I almost threw it away. But instead, I just soaked it with some of this cleaner concentrate. And every drop of blood came out of that towel. And I was absolutely shocked. So it was just one of those things like, oh, okay, well, next time a child splits his head open, I just have to make sure I have this on hand.
And honestly, like when you're looking at this concentrate for some people, especially Those of us raised in the United States, I hate to say that, but this is how it is, because here in Mexico, it's not like this. We whatever's easy and quick is what we want because we're so busy doing everything else in life, which for some reason that's the case with everything we do. I have to hurry. We have to do it quick and in a hurry because I have so many other things to do, like get on my phone. And I mean, it's hilarious because living in Central America, everything starts to slow down. The reason I'm saying that is because this cleaner concentrate, for some of you are thinking, well, I just want fast and easy. I don't want to like put 2 tablespoons into a little container of water. Well, okay, it takes 1 minute. And if you don't have an extra minute to actually create yourself a toxic free, you could also just go straight with it and use more than you need to. I mean, I've done that too. When I was new to this stuff, I would like squirt a bunch of cleaner concentrate just for a little job and realize that I don't need to use that much. As you can see on the screen, it's like a few tablespoons to 24 ounces of water. And you've got a very, very heavy duty cleaner. So it ends up lasting us for 2 or 3 months, sometimes
Oh
even
yeah, it
longer,
lasts
depending on
forever.
how much we're
I
cleaning.
have one in like every bathroom and the kitchen and the laundry room just because we use it so much. And Marty just posted it's non-toxic shout. Yes, absolutely. I used to use shout wipes when I was on tour with Broadway shows, and I would keep shout wipes in my suitcase just in case. So this is absolutely that's the alternative there. Perfect.
Sweet. And by the way, cleaning supplies are considered the #1 most toxic products people use in their home. So like, Clorox and laundry detergent and fabric softeners, #1.
Oh my gosh,
So
fabric
super important.
softeners, you guys, dryer sheets are the worst. They are so toxic. Throw them away. I would die on that soapbox, Charlie.
All right. Tooth care. Toothpaste, and we don't need to go into detail with this. They taste absolutely incredible, by the way. Those kids absolutely love this stuff. But we have a mouthwash and an OnGuard toothpaste. If you've never tried it, you definitely want to try it out because you probably won't go back to any other toothpaste and you don't have all the junk in it.
Oh yeah,
Um,
this is that's a huge ditch and switch. My 16-year-old refuses to use any other kind of toothpaste. Like he will carry his OnGuard toothpaste into the dentist so that they don't use the toxic stuff that the dentist uses. And the dentist then goes, whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. Y'all's teeth look great. So we are like, okay, done. That's our affirmation that we're doing what's best for our family.
so giving you a snapshot of what we just shared with you, because we're finished showing you different things. This is kind of giving you the lineup of the OnGuard line. And back to what we were saying in the beginning, it's really meant to be a tool for you to start switching out stuff that actually is not good for your immune system. You're just inundating your body with chemicals and instead switching it to something that's actually supporting your immune system. So the reason I put this picture up here with this OnGuard with this line is because for me, the future of the future generations is something that's very, very near and dear to my heart. My friend Justin, who's on the call with us, he actually has a baby on the way.
That's
One of our
awesome.
daughters has a baby on the way. This is a huge, huge deal for me. Teaching my kids to be uh, uh, self-sufficient and connected to nature, because we have gotten so far from nature, and we are nature. So I put the slide on here because for me, this is really, yes, I love myself. Yes, I love my spouse. I love my kids. I want that when this body's gone and this version of me is the physical version of me is not on earth anymore. I want one thing for sure. And that is I want to have left knowledge with my children that serves them into their child, for their children and their children and their children. And for me, that's one of the biggest pieces as to why I do this full time. Because for me, I believe that I'm on a mission, and that is to help human beings wake up to their full potential and realize that when it comes to the physical layer, when it comes to their bodies, if you really, really want to wake up and experience life for what it could be, stop putting junk on and in your body every single day, and teach your kids the same thing. So I want to share a couple things about doTERRA because I know we're kind of ending. We're a little bit
And
beyond what I wanted to be.
really,
Go ahead,
really,
Claire.
really quick, Charlie, Marty just shared that her sister has a very sensitive mouth, and the toothpaste, the OnGuard toothpaste, has been a miracle for her. So that's really good information for those that have that issue.
Sweet. Anybody else in chat? Claire? Anything else?
Nope.
Questions, comments? Okay. I mentioned before, a lot of companies have jumped on the bandwagon of essential oils in the last decade. It's crazy how many different companies are now selling essential oils where you never even saw them before with some of these businesses and retail stores. And one of the main reasons is because doTERRA has completely revolutionized the essential oil world and market, being the largest essential oil company in the world. And that's the reason is because they spearheaded creating a lot of awareness around natural wellness. So why is it that I chose doTERRA over other companies? Well, I've tried other companies' essential oils, didn't get the same results, and that's the honest truth. But that's not the only reason. It's not just because doTERRA produces a really, really high potent, pure quality essential oil. They pay very close attention, but because part of the details in that is they are very particular about where they harvest. Um, they harvest essential oils in the areas and the climate and the soil conditions and the parts of the world where they're going to get that chemical makeup that they're looking for. Every single lavender oil in the world does not have the same chemical constituents as other lavender oils. They're looking for specific levels of those active bioactive compounds to get the benefit that they want. So they're very particular. There are only two for sure that I know of companies out there that pay really close attention to where they're harvesting from, making sure there's no pesticides used, no fillers, no contaminants. There's actually a third party that tests every single batch. There's a website you can go on and actually look at your batch to see what the tests came up as. If they don't pass tests, they don't go into a bottle. They don't go into a bottle for sale unless they pass this extensive testing. Actually, there are 5 different rounds of testing that goes on. And then, of course, one of the final reasons is co-impact sourcing, which is a huge, huge, huge deal to me. Co-impact sourcing is a program that doTERRA, they basically use this program as their primary way to source all of their oils, meaning that they purposely go into parts of the world where they're going to see the biggest impact, as well as get the quality that they want. But they're partnering with small, you could say small batch, but they're actually not small batch, but small co-ops of farms and farmers in different parts of the world to help those farmers actually provide for their families. They don't partner with large, massive, one big corporation. They're partnering with farmers from all over the world, over 30 countries. And that's what co-impact, I could talk a lot about co-impact sourcing, but that's kind of the gist of what it is. There's a website you can go to called source2u.com. Source2u is a really, really cool website because it'll actually go through stories about people who are sourcing your oils. It talks about the journey of finding where, like making decisions on where we're getting oils and the journey of the oil from farm to bottle to you. It talks about quality. It talks about the differences in doTERRA, what doTERRA actually does that most corporations out there are not doing. So take a look at that website. It's a super, super amazing website. I don't actually share this website enough. doTERRA does a lot of mission work. Millions and millions of dollars goes into mission work. They actually don't work currently with OUR, but they have donated millions of dollars to OUR, which a lot of people know what that organization is, a nonprofit that works with sex trafficked children, rescuing them from slavery. They've worked with a company called Days for Girls, which provide free reusable hygiene products for women in third world countries. And that's nothing compared. They have tons of nonprofits they help. That's another reason why I use doTERRA and I partner with doTERRA. I'm going to jump into, for those of you who maybe you don't have an account with doTERRA, maybe everybody here does, but sometimes on these calls, we have people who come in and they're brand new to oils. They don't know much about it, or they've never even gotten oils yet. And so I'm going to show you really quickly, mention the 3 ways to purchase. Retail, I'm just going to say I'm not going to spend any time on retail. That's completely retarded. Don't do retail because you can get a wholesale account for free now. The person who shared with you or invited you here, if you go back to them, they can help you open your account. And when you do that online, your membership's free. So there's no reason to pay retail price when you can save 25% and get all these products at wholesale price. And then, of course, we have another level that you can go to, which is a loyalty program. Again, the person who invited you here can help you with that. It's a free program that enables you to get free products. So that means that if you're ordering ordering products every month, you have the opportunity to start getting points to use toward free products. And that program starts at 10%, goes all the way to 30%. And how that program works is, as long as you're doing 50 or equivalent, somewhere around $50 a month, As you do that, every 3 months, that percentage starts to increase by 5%. So it starts at 10% back up to 15, 20, 25. At 13 months, you're at 30%. So that's kind of like if you're shopping at, I don't know, let's say Kroger. That's a popular one, right? Kroger or Whole Foods. And they told you, hey, we have this program now. And since you come here for your groceries every week, every couple of weeks, we're going to start giving you, after 1 year of this program, we're going to start giving you 30% back to use toward groceries. That's what doTERRA is doing. And so you can take advantage of the loyalty program. When you open an account, you don't have to do loyalty rewards. This is just an option that you can join when you're new or down the road. For those of you who already have an account, if you are on loyalty rewards, you already know about it. If you've never joined loyalty rewards, talk to the person who invited you. They can lean you back to it. The reason I mentioned loyalty rewards is because if you're using lifestyle products, then don't be ordering OnGuard products and using all the ditching. If you're ditching all this chemical stuff out of your house and starting to use these cleaner products, get on the loyalty program because you're going to very quickly start getting a lot of free stuff.
That's what I was going to
Don't
say.
pass that.
Yeah, no,
ahead,
we end up getting, just because my family, like our oils are literally everything that's in our medicine cabinet, and our natural health, body cleaning, beauty products are all doTERRA as well, because that's what we decided to replace those with. And I probably get $100 worth of free oils every couple months, because I'm not going to Walmart. I'm just ordering it from doTERRA instead, because I know what the ingredients are. So that's incredibly helpful for a family of 5 who is going through a lot of laundry detergent.
And by the way, just to reiterate, some people, when they open their account, they think, I don't want to open an account because I want to buy stuff every month. You don't have to. This is optional. You can open up your account and buy when you want. It's just that if you're committing to a lifestyle of wellness, a natural wellness, and you want to start using cleaner products, you definitely want to use the loyalty program, because you're going to be using products every month. This isn't the only product line doTERRA has. This is for immune support. Definitely join the program. And if you decide, 3 months later, you don't want to be on it, you can cancel your loyalty rewards. So I had mentioned to you all a couple resources. We have an app called a Modern Essentials Plus app that you can get. It's like $6, one-time fee, and it gives you protocols for all kinds of stuff. You open up the app, type in a problem, gives you the oils, tells you how to use it. Same thing for the book. Some people don't like apps. They like to use a book. You can get Modern Essentials reference guide at aromatools.com. If you're writing stuff down, I'll give you a second to write that down. Ton of other stuff, by the way, emotional books. Like you can get a book that's Essential Emotions, it's called, and it basically deals with, Scott, since you brought this up, there you go, Claire has it. That's an amazing book because it delves into emotions and which compounds are actually helping with emotions, and it gives you recipes. And then, of course, we have the Essential Life. I have a lot of team leaders on our team who actually prefer the Essential Life over Modern Essentials. One of the things I like about Essential Life, which is found at oillife.com, they also have an app, by the way. The thing I like about Essential Life is they have a lot of DIY material in this book. Personally, some of our other leaders could tell you other reasons they prefer this book. It's got a lot of recipes for holistic living, lots of DIY stuff. So that's some resources you want to go to. Again, if you have more questions, the person who invited you can help you. Claire, if you can jump into the chat and see if there's any other questions since we're closing out here.
Nope, all set. Marty did point out, though, that she loves the Healing Hands. I donate to Healing Hands every month when I place my order, just because of all the extremely beneficial humanitarian efforts that doTERRA does with that program. So if anybody else is curious, check out Healing Hands. They're so valuable.
And you'll have the opportunity to donate to Healing Hands anytime you order on your account. So you'll see that opportunity. Healing Hands is just a nonprofit that doTERRA put together that donates. They just do a lot of good stuff. You can check out Healing Hands online, and you'll see all kinds of stuff that doTERRA does through that nonprofit. If you don't have a kit with doTERRA, if you don't have an account with doTERRA, you can create your own kit, first of all. But I'm going to show you a few very common introductory kits that people start with. This is the largest one I'm going to show you. This is 453. It's got it's got 14 essential oils. It's got several of the OnGuard products already in it. It's got a box, a large diffuser, some breathe products, high quality probiotic, enzymes for digestion. It's got a ton of stuff. Claire, do you want to add anything to that for that one?
I don't. I was just laughing. Justin just commented in the chat, I'm discovering new oils and products from doTERRA every month. The Balance soap, buy it. He's right. My husband and my teenager love that soap, Justin. That's awesome.
Justin also really likes the OnGuard throat drops. He just got some of those too.
Nice.
They're kind of addictive. The next step down in terms of size is this $270 Home Essentials kit. This has 10 foundational oils, including OnGuard, and a diffuser. And then we have the smallest one I'm going to show you tonight, which is, again, just a smaller version of that last kit. It's just 5 ml bottles instead of 15 ml bottles, where this kit is 15 ml, which is about 240 drops of oil. This is 80 drops of oil, and it comes with a diffuser. Now, some of you are saying, why are you showing me this combination kit when it's really not even what we talked about tonight? Okay, so first of all, you can open an account and just get OnGuard products if you want. The reason we like to show these introductory is because they give you a broad spectrum of very foundational oils, including OnGuard. For example, joint and muscle support, respiratory support, headaches, detox, anxious feelings, stressful feelings, calming down, getting along better with your daughter, as Scott mentioned, cellular support, fungal support, cuts, bruises, sprains, boosting the immune system and OnGuard, and also digestive support. So as you can see, it's dealing with a variety of things. Now, some people like to start that way. So that's the reason why I wanted to show these. And you're getting a bigger discount when you get it as a kit, right? But if you don't want the introductory foundational kit, go to the person who invited you and say, hey, I want the whole shebang of all the OnGuard products. Let's do it. And they can help you do that. Okay. I should have probably gotten a price for all of them. You're probably going to spend, if you buy every single product that we showed tonight, probably about $350, something like that. 300. It's probably about what you're going to be at. Okay. Let's go back to chat and see if there's any questions. I've already talked about leaving a legacy of wellness. That's what it's about for me. And this is the end. So I'm going to go ahead and go to chat.
For sure.
And if anyone wants to ask any more questions, feel free. If there's something we didn't cover, something we weren't clear on.
Pop those questions in there. And I am going to have to jump off. I have to jump on a drone racing STEM program class that I also have to teach tonight.
Sweet.
But
I'm going to stick around just for a second. Justin just brought
Justin, I love that. He says it's
Yeah.
all about getting back into harmonic balance. I love that. Scott, you probably think that's an amazing quote too, being the conductor of an orchestra and a chorus director. Harmonic
Yep.
balance.
Yep.
I love that.
I mean, when your cells are getting what they need and they're in balance, we could talk about harmony, but harmonic balance is a huge thing. I talked about vibration. Claire, you can feel free to jump off. I'm going to just stay for one more minute. And
yeah, awesome.
Justin,
thank you so much. Thanks everyone for joining us. And Charlie, thank you so much for having me here. I am going to jump off, but it's been really, really awesome spending this time with you guys.
All right. Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you. And absolutely, Terry. Absolutely, Scott. And back to what Justin was saying. When I first started using essential oils, it was for a knee injury. And then when I realized what just happened, I literally ended up not having to do the surgery that they told me I was going to have to do. Pretty amazing healing. I used some combinations of oils. And then as I started using oils more and more and more and more, I realized something else is going on. I was dealing with emotional issues that I'd struggled with for years. I was dealing with a lot of different things. And energetically, I began to see massive shifts. My relationships got better in my life. My balance got better in my life, my focus and concentration, my energy levels, my overall physical health. And when it comes to the energetic level, that harmonic balance is probably the biggest thing that I've noticed from oils. We meet people where they are, though, and that's why we talk a lot about the physical layer. So hopefully this has been helpful. I'm going to go ahead and jump in one more time and see if anyone has questions, and then we're going to go ahead and log out. Again, get back to the person who invited you if you don't have oils yet. And if you have an account, make sure you add the OnGuard products into your loyalty program, okay? I'm going to go in one more time and check. All right, you all. Sweet. Absolutely, Justin. Thank you, sir. Scott, thanks for being here. Terry, thanks for being here. Sandy, thanks for being here. I'm going to go back here and look at everybody. I want to thank each and every one of you. Some people have already jumped off. Cindy, thanks for being here. Kristen, Mardell, Ruth, Sandy, Scott, all of you. All right. Have a wonderful night. Take it easy.